What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Dan, and in today's video we are doing a comparison video of cold starts between the V12 and the V10. Now, you got to understand the V12 here, my SV, has a titanium straight pipe and it has no catalytic converters on it. The Performante is completely stock, so it's not exactly, I guess, an apples to apples comparison. However, the V12, when it starts, the valves are completely open, and then what we'll do is, once it's warmed up, we'll show you the difference on the Performante between all of the different modes, between Strata, Sport, and Corsa. Which the Strata mode, the valves are closed off, and the exhaust is actually routed through a muffler. And in Sport and Corsa, the difference between those two are the valves are completely open. And basically the way that the exhaust is set up on this car here, as you could see, it's basically a straight through pipe. Now, there might be some perforations in the pipe and some fiberglass packing on the outside of it, but it's pretty straight through. When this car is going at speed, you can actually see the manifolds heat up and they glow yellow, or they glow orange. So it's pretty much a straight pipe when the valves are open on this car. So, you know, minus the catalytic converters out of this car, which are still in here, which when this car actually had the Sport race exhaust from Lamborghini, it wasn't actually much louder than this car. The only difference is because I have no cats on this car, it shoots flames. Now, even with the cats on this car, I would probably say it's not going to be too much louder if I take the cats off this, which you actually can't take the cats off on this car because they're actually built into the manifolds. So you'd have to pull the entire engine out, change the manifolds and all that stuff, which I'm just not willing to do. So let's get started. Alright guys, you just heard the cold start, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put it in sport mode and you'll be able to hear the difference with the valves open. And what happens when I put it into Corsa, the revs actually increase. So I'll do that right now. The display actually changes as well, and watch, you'll be able to see the revs change right here. They'll drop a bit when I put it back into sport mode. See, they start winding down and the display changes also. Put it back in Corsa. See the revs increase there. Looks like they increased by maybe about 100. Alright guys, now we're going to go cold start the SV and you'll be able to see the difference. Alright guys, the big difference with the SV is, like I said, it has a titanium straight pipe. There's no modes in the car because on the stock exhaust it has the valves, but with the aftermarket exhaust that I put on, there are no valves. It's just this loud all the time, no matter the mode. So there's no valves in the exhaust. So I'll show you that as well. If I was able to toggle through and change like the opening of the exhaust with the valves and everything, this is where it would matter, right? So you've got Strata here, you've got Sport, and you've got Corsa. So when I toggle through the different method or the different driving modes, it doesn't matter at all. The only things that are really changing in the car are the steering and suspension and things like that. So no exhaust changes. It's this loud all the time. And you know, a lot of people ask me, why didn't I go with a regulated or a valved exhaust? And to be quite honest, I've heard the valved exhaust. It didn't really make too much difference when the valves were open or closed. I mean, it was still really loud when the valves were still closed. So I was like, you know what, if I want a loud car, it's just gonna be loud all the time, and that's what I want. So I went with an unvalved exhaust. Not only that, if you look at certain, like, I guess, flow of exhaust, even in a valved exhaust, there's still gonna be some exhaust channeling through the exhaust going through the muffler. So with a straight pipe where there's no option for valves that can rechannel the exhaust through a muffler, I feel like the car will just be louder. So I wanted the loudest possible setup for the car, and titanium test pipes, titanium straight pipe, I feel was the best route to go. Alright guys, there's a difference between the cold start of the Aventor SV and the Huracan Performante. Let me know in the comments below what you guys prefer, if you guys like the sound of this car or you guys like the sound of the cold start from that car. Let me know, and if you're new to the channel, please subscribe, and if you like the video, leave me a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one.